Sulaimaniya, also called Sulaimaniah Slemani, is a city in Iraqi Kurdistan. Sulaimaniya is surrounded by the Azmer Range, Goyija Range and the Qaiwan Range in the northeast, Baranan Mountain in the south and the Tasluja Hills in the west. The city has a semi-arid climate with very hot dry summers and cool wet winters. Sulaimaniya served as the capital of the historic Kurdish principality of Baban from 1784 to 1850. The modern city of Sulaimaniya was founded on 14 November 1784 by the Kurdish Prince Ibrahim Pasha Baban, who named it after his father Sulaimani Pasha. From its foundation, Sulaimaniya was always a center of great poets, writers, historians, politicians, scholars and singers, such as Nali Moawi, Baranan Mohammed, Iman Zeki Bey, Tawfiq Wabi, Shirko Beckers, Nuri Sheikh Saleh, Sheikh Ghani Barzanji, Bakhtiar Ali, Mahmud Barzanji, Maulana Khalid and Mustafa Zini Pasha. History. The region of Sulaimaniya was known as Samwa prior to the foundation of the modern city in 1784. The capital of the Kurdish Baban Principality. Before Sulaimaniya was a territory named Qaiwan. At the time of the Babanese rule there were major conflicts between the Safavid dynasty and the Ottoman Empire. Qaiwan became a battleground for the two rivals. Being of strategic importance and lying deep inside Safavid territory, there was concern that Qaiwan would be attacked and captured if the Babanese did not give the Safavids military support, as both Sultan Mahmud II and Nader Shah were trying to gain the support of the dispersed Kurdish emirates. This obliged Mahmud Pasha of Baban in 1781 to think about moving the center of its emirate to another safer place. He chose Melkendi, then a village but now a district in central Sulaimaniya, to construct a number of saras for his political and armed units. In 1783, Ibrahim Pasha of Baban became ruler of the emirate and began the construction of a new city which would become the capital of the Baban Emirate. In 1784 he finished erecting a number of palaces for trade called kisaris and bazaars, which were also used as baths, and began inviting people from the surrounding villages and emirates to move to the newly established city. Soon Melkendi, which was originally intended to be the city itself, instead became one of its quarters and still is today. From 1922 to 1924, Sulaimaniya was designated the capital of the Kingdom of Kurdistan, a short-lived unrecognized state declared by Iraqi Kurds following the collapse of the Ottoman Empire. Demographics. In 1820, only 26 years after the creation of the city, a British man named Reck visited the city and estimated that its population was more than 10,000, containing 2,144 families, of which 2,000 were Muslim, 130 Jewish, and 14 Christian. Ottoman documents from 1907 suggest that there were 8,702 Muslim and 360 non-Muslim residents living in the city at the time. The Peshkortan newspaper, which was distributed in Sulaimaniya in 1920, estimated its population to be around 10,000. According to Iraqi government documents, by 1947 the number of residents had increased to 23,475, by 1998 to 548,747, and in 2009 to 2 million. Geography and climate. The city is located in northern Iraq. Of the main population centers in the country, it is characterized by its cooler summer temperatures and its rainier winters. Average temperatures range from 0 degrees Celsius to 39 degrees Celsius. In the winters, there can be a significant amount of snow. Snow is not frequent in winter, but snow has fallen in Sulaimaniya in January 2008, January 2010, February 2010, February 2011, March 2012, January 2013, and January 2015. Köppen Geiger Climate Classification System classifies its climate as hot summer Mediterranean climate. Education. Public education is free from primary school until graduation from university. The University of Sulaimaniya was opened in 1968 with instruction in Kurdish, Arabic, and English. It has faculties in engineering, agriculture, the arts, science, and medicine. It is the largest university in South Kurdistan. A new University of Sulaimaniya was established in 1991, teaching in Kurdish, English, and Arabic, and the second new university is Slemani Polytechnic University was established in 2012, teaching in Kurdish, English, and Arabic. In 2007, the American University of Iraq, Sulaimani, was a new addition to the American universities in the Middle East, holding its first classes in October 2007. Instruction is in English only. The Qaiwan University of Science and Technology, Sulaimaniya was established and licensed by the Ministry of Higher Education and Scientific Research in Kurdistan Region Government, by the official letter No. 17867 sevenths on the 18th of October 2009. KUSD is a private university governed by a board of trustees and run by an administration council. Its main campus is located in Sulaimaniya. KUSD offered its first teaching classes in 2010 with an English language summer course. Culture. Sulaimaniya is considered the center of the Sorani Kurdish culture in Kurdistan. It is recognized officially as the cultural capital of South Kurdistan. Development of Sorani as a modern literary language started in this city in the early 19th century, when many Kurdish poets such as Nali, Baranan, Muhammad Amin Zaki, Abdullah Goran, Muhammad Saleh Dilan, Ahmad Hadi, Ibrahim Ahmed, Nuri Sheikh Saleh Sheikh Ghani Barzanji, Sherko Bekers, and Bakhtiar Ali published the works. The city is known for its open, relatively liberal and tolerant society when compared to other cities of Kurdistan. According to Al Jazeera, the city has a Chinatown as a result of attracting foreign investment. Around 500 Chinese people reside in the city according to Al Arabiya. In 2006, the movement for change started in Sulaimaniya and challenged what it called the corrupt and nepotistic Kurdish government. The movement gained massive support from the city. The two independent newspapers Horlati and Awena and the two independent political magazines LVIN and Shock are published and distributed in Sulaimaniya city. Sulaimaniya is the only city in South Kurdistan that regularly celebrates World Music Day Fête de la Musique. In one trip to the city, a journalist working for the BBC wrote about Sulaimaniya's distinct culture. Culture is hugely important to the Kurdish people, especially in Sulaimaniya, but there is a strong pull to the West modernization and consumerism driven perhaps by the satellite televisions they have had access to since they started running their own affairs. And at the university, students mill around the campus, chattering with each other and doing some last-minute cramming for their exams. The war only stopped lectures for a few weeks. There are probably more women than men, and they're happy to air the views to anyone who asks. Economy. Since 2003, Iraq has seen a huge economic boom. Sulaimaniya's economy today relies on tourism, agriculture, and a number of small factories, most of which are involved in the building trade. In 2004, the Comprehensive Food Security and Vulnerability Analysis in Iraq released an in-depth survey of the Sulaimaniya governorate in which they surveyed each city, In this survey one can see the economic boom of 2003 mentioned earlier. Tourism. The city was visited by more than 60,000 tourists in 2009. Sulaimaniya attracted more than 15,000 Iranian tourists in the first quarter of 2010, many drawn by the fact it is not subject to strict laws faced at home. Newroz 2010 drew an exodus of Iranian tourists choosing to celebrate the event in the region. Slemani Museum. It is the second biggest museum after the National Museum in Baghdad. It is home to many Kurdish and ancient Persian artifacts dating back to 1792 to 1750 BC. Amnes Iraqi Museum, located in a former BAATH intelligence headquarters and prison. It draws particular attention to the BAATH regime's brutal treatment of local Kurds. Visitors are guided through the prisons and interrogation rooms. The museum features many Soviet-era armored fighting vehicles. Notable people: Hadrat-in Maulana Khalid-I Baghdadi, Sufist and Islamic thinker; Salam, poet; Nali, poet; Mawi, poet; Said Pasha, Kurd, Ottoman statesman; Mustafa Zini Pasha, Ottoman official, Kurdish nationalist; Serif Pasha, Ottoman diplomat, ambassador and statesman; Mustafa Yamalki, Minister of Education in the Kingdom of Kurdistan; Haji Mala Saeed Kirkukli Zada, Minister of Justice in the Kingdom of Kurdistan; Paramud, poet and journalist; Mahmud Barzanji, King of Kurdistan; Muhammad Amin Zaki, historian, statesman and politician. Hafizan started the Enlightenment movement for Kurdish women. Tawfiq Wabi, linguist, politician and poet. Sheikh Nuri Sheikh Saleh Sheikh Ghani Barzanji, journalist and poet. Ahmad Mukhtar Baban, Prime Minister of Iraq 1958. Abdullah Goran, founder of modern Kurdish poetry. Ibrahim Ahmad, novelist, poet and translator. Ahmad Hadi, poet. Muhammad Saleh Dilan, musician and poet. Shahab Sheikh Nouri, Kurdish freedom movement activist in Iraq. Jamal Nebez, linguist. Mahmoud Othman, politician. Jalal Dabba, politician and writer. Sherko Bekers, contemporary poet. Norsherwin Mustafa, politician and media proprietor. Biram Razal, medical chemist and inventor. Dilshad Meriwani, actor, poet, writer, songwriter, film director, historian, activist and journalist. Rizgar Muhammad Amin, chief judge. Bakhtiar Ali, intellectual, novelist. Bahram Saleh, politician, former PM of South Kurdistan. Marwan Kani, intellectual. Zalodar Esid, musician. Shwan Kamal, sculptor. Sites Tomb of King Cyaxares of Media Kaiskapan. Diplomatic missions. Islamic Republic of Iran. Gurdi Consulkhana. Twin towns, sister cities. Tucson, Arizona. Naples. Photo gallery.